Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Education Exchange, your favorite TV program on cable channels. And we are on the air, and this is our 29th year with John Carhoff and Michael Peterson, two dinosaurs of the TV work in the great city of Iowa City. We are on City Channel, as well as on Public Access TV and YouTube. We have our own channel on YouTube. And you are welcome here, our guests from the great school of Van Allen Elementary. On my right-hand side is the principal, Mr. Eric Ewald. And to the right side of the screen that says Education Exchange is my old friend Elisa Hildebrand, who used to be an art teacher with me for many years, and now she is the PE guru at Van Allen. And Eric and Lisa brought with them four stars today, right? Four stars. And Mr. Cullen is a fourth grader, right? Mm-hmm. And next to him is Megan, who is a sixth grader getting ready to graduate this year, together with Megan behind her. And between Megan and Lisa is Aubrey. And she's graduating this year too. So these four stars that you brought with you today represent what we call the Recess Running Club. And they have an amazing achievement. And I will tell you earlier that I was talking to Principal Scott Kebby of Liberty High, and I told him about what they achieved, this club had achieved, and he was surprised for their achievements.
Sure.
So Eric, it's your turn now.
Sure.
The floor is yours to introduce the program and tell us something about it.
Yeah, well, I'll just kind of introduce the program. Before the school year started, one of our classroom teachers, a sixth grade teacher who's not here tonight, Miss Porter, started talking about this idea that she had with myself and Miss Hildebrand about getting kids active during recess and running laps around the school building. For the past couple of years, we've been doing something occasionally before school starts on Wednesday mornings called Workout Wednesdays, where we invite students, staff, families about 30 minutes before school starts, and it's just a nice way to start the day. And kids and staff and their families are running laps around the school building and keeping track of how many laps they're running. Like I said, it's about a quarter mile around our school building, so it's an easy way to measure times around and equate that with miles run. So anyways, idea to translate that program into something a little bit bigger, and I was kind of hands off after that point. Miss Porter and Miss Hildebrand kind of cultivated this program, and we've got some kids here that have run over 50 miles during the school year so far.
Lisa, before you introduce your stars here, why don't you pull the thread now and tell us more about the...
So Miss Porter and I were talking, and she was training for a half marathon, and I enjoy running as well. So with part of the running program, we wanted to run with the kids too at recess. So we assigned different days, and so teachers are usually out there running with kids up through December, and then with the snow we had a little lull on our mileage club, but yeah, it's been an awesome way to build relationships. It's been an awesome way to go outside. I enjoy getting fresh air, going outside and getting a little run in over lunchtime.
Lisa, you sound like you enjoy being a PE teacher now more than our teacher. Is it because you are outdoor and breathing the healthy air rather than staying in this little room smelling the tempera and turpentine and all that, right?
No, I loved art too. And I was still running when I was teaching art too. So it's a great way to, I still have art in my life and I still have exercise.
So you combine both?
I combine them both, yeah.
So the art of physical education and the physical education of art, right?
Correct, yeah. There we go.
Okay, let's go now to the real heroes here.
Yeah.
Who's going to start? Yeah.
Colin, you want to go?
Colin,
Yeah.
you go. Okay. Tell me about what you achieved. This is amazing, Colin. Did you get 26 miles? The goal of 26 miles already?
Yeah, and then as the shirt says, I've run 50 miles already.
I went the extra 50 miles. I can't believe this.
Yeah, so during recess, I can't remember when we started, but I think I finished November, December maybe. And then, so I run 50 miles, and then I'm still running because, well, I love running.
So what's the next goal? I know the first goal was 26, right? And then you raised it to 50. What's next?
I don't know. I don't really keep track anymore. I just keep track
You
of
have a
like how
lot
many
already,
miles
yeah.
each day I run. Cause like I like running races, so I use that as like my training for running races. So I just see how many. I'm trying to get right now. My max number of laps per recess is 10. So I'm trying to like see how many laps I can get each recess, kind of.
Megan.
Well, I don't know. I didn't really ever like running, but I kind of started. I thought it would be a good exercise because I never really do anything during recess. And I reached 50, like Lisa said, around December. And now I'm around 150, 160, and my goal is 250.
And all this around the school, right?
Yeah. And then sometimes if we can't run around school, we run down because we have like a hill around the soccer fields in our recess place.
Well, definitely when you're running, Megan, you feel more energy.
Yeah.
And you feel warmer.
Yeah.
And you can beat the climate outside. That's really tough, right? Can you do this during the summer too? No.
Yeah, I can. But, I mean, I guess it's kind of harder, but it's still.
So I want to understand now. So it's easier during the winter time,
Yeah,
right?
for me.
Than summertime.
Yeah.
Okay, Asa, why don't you go ahead now?
Well, my goal is to get like 150 miles, but it's pretty fun going and running around at recess. You can talk with your friends or walk with them, around with them, and it's a lot more enjoyable than just standing around.
Thank you for putting or giving a new dimension for this activity, which is the social interaction that takes place while you are doing the physical practice, which is really very important. Good. Okay, now Aubrey.
Yeah, so in general, running is like one of my favorite sports to do, so I thought, well, this is a great way to, get exercise at recess. And I always used to like stand around with my friends and talk, and I was like, this isn't really a way to get my heart rate up and exercise. So I thought, well, this is a great way. And my goal is probably 200 miles by the end of the year.
I have known one young lady who graduated from West High the year before last year, and she was track achiever, wonderful woman, Leah Disterhart, and now she is really making amazing achievements in college. And they just picked her up and gave her a full scholarship, and she's just booming with achievements in academics as well as in playing. So running is not a waste of time. It can help you a lot too in the future. Okay, Lisa, would you like to say something else about activity?
One of the neat things is a lot of schools do have a running club. In the Iowa City area, one thing I really like about our running club is it's more individual goal setting. The kids keep track of their own miles. We don't have a punch card. It's an honest system. So after they run their laps at recess, there's a mileage chart in their classroom. and they go in and write down how many laps that they ran that day during recess. So they're in charge of adding it all up. They're setting their own goals. So it's really, I enjoyed listening to these 4 students talk, because it's not the item that they're receiving because they achieved this goal. It's they have their own goals that they're setting and doing it because they love it.
And I have noticed that parents are so supportive of their kids. I mean, you can tell by our audience here, the camera, they are away from the camera, but we have a lot of parents who are with us in the studio, and as well as outside watching on the monitor there while we are on the air. So this support that parents have for their kids has an important factor in encouraging them to go ahead and achieve more, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's in your plan for them in the future? Now, 3 of them are leaving you. It's a fact. Then it will be only Colin from this group.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started as just something that was just for our 6th grade students.
Okay.
And, you know, we had some students and some teachers and some grades below that it was an appealing thing to them, and so they kind of reached out, and we added on 5th grade and built in this opportunity for our 5th grade students, and added 4th grade after that. So it's kind of grown organically over the school year, and like we've kind of alluded to, it's kind of a bad time to come on and talk about it right now, just because it's been, you know, hibernation a little bit for the past couple of months, but you know, hopefully to continue to grow it. And, you know, the more teachers that we can have participate, the more open we can have it for students, and it really is a great way for students and staff to build relationships with each other, and for students to see staff modeling healthy habits that they can transfer outside of school during the summer months for the rest of their lives too.
The T-shirts that they are wearing, it has the color of the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the purple color.
Blue.
Blue?
Yep.
Okay. Wonderful. Who designed this, or you just?
Our art teacher.
This is my art.
I should have presumed that. It looks like.
Yes.
I mean, that's and you designed this beautiful map of the state of Iowa and the wings. That's really impressive.
They did really go the extra 50 miles. They're awesome leaders in our school.
Lisa, are there in your program other activities that are progressing simultaneously in addition to this?
So we have the Workout Wednesday that we continue to do. So we do it in the fall, where it's running around the school. And then we're just finishing up our last Workout Wednesday for the winter month this next week, where 5th and 6th graders made workout videos. So we're showing the 5th grade videos next week. And then in the spring, when it gets warm outside consistently, we'll have another couple Workout Wednesdays running around the school.
Mr. Ewald told me before, when we were preparing for this show, that the program was designed for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
Correct.
But there are some adults are you mentioned that.
Yep.
And those adults are parents, or
during the recess time, it's primarily teachers, school staff. I know that Miss Hildebrand runs. We've got all 3 of our 6th grade teachers have participated. A couple 5th grade teachers, a couple 4th grade teachers. Myself, teacher librarian, I think. So we've got a handful of teachers that have.
And you yourself participate in the activity too?
I try when I'm able, not as regularly as I'd like, but
you had,
I try to.
You had a past in athletic activities, right?
I did,
You told me before.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell our audience about that.
You know, sports have just been...
Speak about yourself a little bit. That's okay.
Sports have just been, you know, something that I've always loved. Grew up in athletics and competed in athletics in high school and college for a little bit. And
which area was your area?
Football was my favorite. Football was where I was most involved. But that went away, and so, you know, kind of took up running as a way to stay in shape. It was you know, running was cheaper than joining a gym. Didn't really need anything. Could just go out and get a good workout in fairly quickly. So, and there's so many good lessons in regards to running that are valuable lessons for kids throughout life. Persistence, you know, perseverance being a main one, for just keep going, and like you said earlier, no limit to what you can achieve.
During the next part or the next segment of this show, which is about 9 minutes or so, I would like to use a couple of minutes to shed the light on other activities that are happening at Van Allen Elementary School. Other activities or other clubs that kids are. First, before we move to this step, and before I forget, how many kids are in your group? Can you tell me, Aubrey, around how many?
Probably 20, I would say.
20?
I'd say 26 graders. I think I've handed out probably 25 T-shirts to students.
From 5th grade?
5th grade, probably around the same. And it's hard because the last month has been
Of
cold.
course, people
so, yeah.
on and off and on, and sometimes it's freezing there outside. So I understand. And 4th graders?
In 4th grade, probably about the same. I try to emphasize that they don't have to run every day. It could be running a couple laps and then go play soccer or football or kickball with their friends, and some kids keep running. And
so, Colin, do you talk to other kids to participate and try to encourage them to join you?
No, not really, but you know, not all of my friends have their shirt, so I run with them as much as I can and try to help them, like encourage them.
Or kind of motivate them, say you can do it, right? You tell them
And
you
like,
can do it.
I'm a little, I don't mean to offend them, but I'm a little better than them, so I'm like, go a little bit ahead of them and try to be like, come on, you can do it, come and catch me.
I like that.
Aubrey, what do you think about it? You try to encourage other.
Yeah, so sometimes a lot of my friends like to play basketball. So I'll be like, why don't you come run a lap with me, you know, today, get your heart rate up instead of play basketball all the time.
Super. So we go back now to Mr. Ewald to tell us about other activities in the school that we would like to talk about during the next few minutes.
Sure. You know, one in particular, I think we brought a group last year to talk with you a little bit about Code Club.
Right,
so,
right.
Couple Fridays during the school year, we've got a teacher that kind of allows our 5th and 6th grade students to hang back after the school day's over and do some coding activities with them. We've got another teacher after school that has our Rocket Times.
So the code club is still continuing.
Yep, the Code Club is still continuing. We've got another group. It's Rocket Times is what it's called, and it's kind of like our student newspaper. We had, would have been 3 years ago, my first year at Van Allen, we had a group of students that kind of organized themselves, and a parent kind of led that charge to do some reporting and writing and put together a school newspaper. We kind of shared that with one of our teachers who now has a group that she meets with after school a couple times each month, or maybe once a month, and they talk about things that are relevant in our school, and then we have a digital newspaper that we share.
And do you share this newspaper with parents? You send copies? Okay.
It's digital, so we don't send a hard copy home, but we share the link with all of our parents.
And kids do the editing and the writing on digitally.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. And put pictures and all that.
Yep. Yeah. What else? Right now we've got something called, and it's not just in our building, it's Iowa cities throughout the district are doing it, but it's called Book Madness, similar to kind of playing off March Madness, where we've got a bracket of 16 picture books where we're reading the books aloud to our entire student body and then kind of going through the bracket and figuring out the favorite book from Book Madness here at Van Allen. So that's going on right now, which is kind of neat. I'm trying to think.
So among the four of you, any of these activities that Mr. Ewald mentioned now, do you participate in any of them?
I do.
Megan, go ahead.
I do Code Club. It's interesting. You can do a site called Scratch where you just create your own code, or you could go to Bitsbox where like you can either create your own code or like you could use these cards and like you could program a game. It's pretty fun.
And of course, if I'm sitting next to you watching you doing this, I'm like a zombie. Because I remember when your group came last year in this particular show, and they were talking, I could hardly understand half of what they were saying. And I'm running my show and I don't understand what they're talking about. I mean, you are so advanced in technology now, your generation, so that we feel sometimes that we don't know much. You know, you're so well informed about all these advances in technology and science, and you use it very well. And so that's a great advantage. So let me now ask each one of you. You are graduating, the three of you are graduating from Van Allen. You will go to North Central, right?
Yeah.
And from North Central, couple of years, and then you are at Liberty or West High, whatever. And then the question is college and career. Any one of you has already visualized or dreamt of your future? Colin, go ahead.
I want to join the National Guard so I can make some money quickly. And then I want to go to college and to study something so I can work for Lego and design Lego sets.
To study what? I want you to say it louder.
I don't know, but something so that I can work for Lego.
Oh, that's amazing. Already there is a plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
very detailed.
Yeah, very detailed. Megan?
I want to be a pharmacist, and like Colin said, you can it's a good paying job, and my mom does it, and I kind of want to follow in her footsteps, because you also you use computers a lot in a lot of jobs you do these days, and since we're getting more like advanced in technology, that would be useful for jobs that involve computers.
So in other words, you want to combine the science with the computer, with the money, maybe, right? But I have a suggestion for you. You have a very good voice either for the radio or for the TV. I just optional, I'm not pushing you to select that, but I can see you doing very successful. Have you ever tried like broadcasting in school, talking in the morning show, or maybe in a junior high you would
Well, I've tried a couple times, but usually in the morning, a couple people get to go down to the office and like say our Pledge of Allegiance
Right.
and what we had for lunch. I've done that a couple times.
or some announcements or something?
Yeah.
That would be very good.
Yeah.
Just take it as a suggestion. Okay, how about you, Aubrey?
Yes, I would either like to be a teacher or a chef because, well, I love hanging out with all my peers, and I would like to be an elementary school teacher. But
Super.
I also love baking and cooking. That's what I do in my free time. And
Super. So you can teach nutrition too.
yes.
Seriously, I mean, that's part health, probably, Lisa can tell you, I mean, as a PE, you have to teach health and teach nutrition and all this, vitamins, and how to lead a healthy life. Okay, As.
I would like to be an elementary teacher. I don't know what grade, but
younger kids.
So you are not going to run out of teachers.
Yeah, we're in good shape.
Two of them are candidates for
Absolutely.
future teaching jobs at Van Allen. It's okay to teach in Iowa City? Well, it has been a great occasion having you tonight. It's wonderful to see you, Eric, again with some new achievements in our school and for now and the future. And it was wonderful to meet the four of you as future stars in our district. We'll be so proud of you. And thank you, Lisa, for seeing you again.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Now it's time for me to wrap it up and thank everyone. Thank all the parents who are here and the parents who are standing out there watching us. I hope that we can see you again and again. It's wonderful to see parents so supportive of their kids like that. And this is a part of the school climate, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully.
Healthy school climate. And thanks to Mr. John Karoff, the young man behind the glass door. He established this show many, many years ago. Okay. And Mr. Mike Peterson that you saw here, and of course our Chief Director, Mr. Sujat Singh, and the director of this station, Mr. Geraldo Sandoval, as well as Carol, who is the actual executive director of this place. And we are again on PATV, on Channel 4, the City Channel. We have more audience now through the City Channel, and you can see the listing, as well as YouTube, and we'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Thank you, and come back again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's been an honor.